So today, Patty and I are here in our culinary kitchen, and we're harvesting our herb crop. And right here we have Italian parsley, which I love. It has really nice, fresh flavor.
It's beautiful.
And the smell really, just explains what the flavor's like.
And this is amazing. All this basil, look at this, all fresh. We're gonna make pesto. That's the goal.
So I love it. Patty was just asking me, why do you pinch off the leaves versus
Cut them off.
cut them off, like with a knife or scissors?
And I was really curious about that because, so just go ahead and elaborate on that. You did a great job.
Well, a couple of things is, one, this is a living organism, and we're going to be making pesto, which is actually using a live herb without cooking it. And then the preservative is really the olive oil. And so I just like to really feel it in my fingertips, and as I'm pinching it, the fragrance, really starts to come forward, and I start to get ideas about how I want to use it.
It's fabulous. So you've already had the idea of doing several different pestos.
Yeah.
So
right.
that's really very creative.
I'm thinking this Italian parsley could just be a pesto by itself because it has such a distinct flavor from the basil. We may do one with everything all together. We've got
Just to try it
fresh basil, we've got the Italian parsley. We haven't even started on the rosemary, but
Fresh chives.
and fresh chives. Everybody loves
beautiful.
that. And we've got some
Fresh out of the garden.
thyme. So anyway, that's our pesto. We'll be preparing in just a moment, where we'll put these in the food processor, and we're going to add some different ingredients. Traditional pesto has pine nuts in it, and today we're using soaked pepitos, which are raw pumpkin seeds, along with raw sunflower seeds. So the next part of the delicious herb harvest that we're making a pesto out of starts with a foundation. I'm using seeds, and you can use pine nuts or really any kind of nuts, but what you want to do is you want to soak your seeds or your nuts first. So these are sunflower seeds that I have soaked. I was in a hurry, so I only poured hot water over them instead of soaking them overnight, but that works too. And the other seed that I really love are these pumpkin seeds called pepitos. You might see that on the label in the store, and I soaked them as well. So that's your foundation, and from there you can pretty much add anything you want. I add basil, like I have fresh basil. I'm going to put some of that in there. I like to add fresh things, so I use like fresh garlic that's been peeled, but you don't have to chop it up. And then these are chives. We grew these out in the garden, so they're kind of small, but you can also use them from the store. So just really put anything in there that you want. And then I like to use olive oil, but you can also experiment with other kind of oils that you might like. For example, I'm going to do the next one with coconut oil. Now, coconut oil, a lot of times, if you get it like this in a jar, it's kind of congealed and white. But what you want to do, rather than putting it in the microwave, is you want to set it down in hot water. So if you're trying to preserve the living nature of food, and you're not wanting to cook it, like I'm not wanting to in these dressings, then just set it in the jar in hot water. So that's your basis, and then we start adding our seasonings, whatever you like. I like to add a little lemon juice. I like to add cracked black pepper. I like to use sea salt rather than regular table salt, and just go from there and taste along the way and add whatever you like. So now we've got in here, we've got another foundation where we're going to do a rosemary, Italian parsley, a little bit of basil, a little bit of chives, and we're using our coconut oil is the main oil. But after tasting, I just noticed if I did all coconut oil, this is just a little sea salt, about a half a teaspoon. If we did all coconut oil, I think it's a little strong. So I'm going to add in some olive oil as my next layering of flavors. So this is pretty chunky right now. If you like it like that, you could leave it. As you can see, it's kind of chunky, which I like to add to certain dishes. Whereas before we did more of a puree, you can see it's chopped up very, very fine, more like in a pesto would be. Yeah, I'm going to just put this in. I'm just going to do it a little bit more. I'll give this one a little bit more. And there you have it. Pretty simple. Let's see how it tastes. You just taste and go and add as you need to. You know what I forgot? One of the things I found that really worked is the juice from the seeds that you soaked your seeds in. So I have mine over here. I'm just going to grab this and I'm going to add a little bit of this. That might have been too much, but you know what? I really can't screw this up. So don't throw away that juice that's in your seed soak, because it has all those nutrients right in there and it tastes really good. So one more little taste. I can just already taste that in a salad, or on top of a potato. It'd be delicious with pasta. I could even see that on top of vegetables. Actually just as a dip. If you have people coming over, you could use it as a pesto dip on crackers or with cheese.